Hey you guys, it's me SpongeBob #1 fan 2003 here, and as you can see I'm here with another SpongeBob chapter book, and this one is called Zoo Day Disaster. And this book was actually based on the episode called The Smoking Peanut. You won't know in that episode SpongeBob actually throws a peanut at Clamu, and she cries so loud that it's like all over the world and stuff. So yeah, and there's SpongeBob holding his bag of peanuts. And yeah, he's like walking out with Patrick. You can tell that SpongeBob looks very nervous. And there's like a bunch of scared fish here. And then there's Clamu zookeepers, and there's Clamu crying really, really loud. And then this book was made by David Lumen and illustrated by Robert Dress. And this is actually chapter book number 10. Okay, and here's the spine. And here's the back side. So right here is the description, and then there's cute little SpongeBob right there, as you can see. And that looks like a bag of popcorn. I mean, those don't look like peanuts. And then there's a little boy fish. Okay, so let's get started looking at the pages that are in this book. Oh yeah, and plus fun fact, this actually used to be a library book. You can tell right there. And yeah, the way the kind of cover looks, I mean, you can literally tell. Alright, so yeah, let's get started here. Okay, so here's like a little bit of what's going to happen in the story, and then here's Zoo Day Disaster with SpongeBob holding his bag of peanuts. Okay, and this book was actually made in 2005, as you can see right there. Okay, so here's chapter 1. So it's actually National Free Day, or Annual Free Day at the Bikini Bottom Zoo, and Mr. Krabs comes over to the zoo so he can get some free stuff. So he actually steals balloons from a little kid, poor kid, and he also steals lemonade. Yeah, to be honest, I don't even see how those two cops won't see Mr. Krabs stealing those balloons from that child. Yeah, that's really, really weird. And yeah, this is chapter 1. So SpongeBob and Patrick are actually at the zoo so they can see Clamu, the giant oyster. And yeah, Clamu is actually going to spit out a giant oyster 100 feet in the air like a cannonball. And there's cute little SpongeBob wearing his zoo hat. Okay, so SpongeBob and Patrick go into the oyster stadium to see Clamu, but unfortunately he is asleep. So SpongeBob and Patrick are very, very nervous. Like, they're really, really... they're actually really, really disappointed that Clamu was asleep. So SpongeBob decides to, do his oyster call. I'm sorry that I said that they were nervous. They're actually kind of disappointed about Clamu being asleep. So, yeah, Patrick's really disappointed, so he goes home. Well, he's about ready to walk out the door, and SpongeBob is like trying to think about what to do because he doesn't want their zoo day to be ruined. So here's chapter 2. So SpongeBob decides to get a peanut out of his pocket. Like, he gets seed peanuts out of his pocket and he picks one out, and he throws it at the oyster, and Clamu wakes up. And yeah, you can see right there, there's Clamu, and then there's the peanut. And yeah, and Patrick actually comes back to see the show happen, but instead of a show happening, Clamu cries really, really super loud. The cry is so loud that SpongeBob and Patrick nearly fall out of the stadium. So, yeah, and Clamu's zookeeper comes to see him, but apparently Clamu's so like upset that he actually throws the zookeeper out, and like, what is it called again, like a PA system or something, that they like tell everyone to like scream and run around in circles and stuff. And yep, so everyone's like screaming around and stuff, and SpongeBob and Patrick have to leave. Like, the zookeeper tells SpongeBob and Patrick to leave because there's nothing more dangerous than a emotionally disturbed oyster. I'm sorry. And the zookeeper points at SpongeBob, thinking that he did something. And yeah, Patrick actually says that SpongeBob would never do that because only a meanie would upset a gentle giant. And SpongeBob agrees, but SpongeBob actually lied because he knew what he did. SpongeBob did something very wrong, so yeah, and he bites his lower lip with like nervousness or whatever. He's like really nervous and stuff. So here's chapter 3. So Clemu is like going through his rampage, and SpongeBob and Patrick go home, and yeah, so SpongeBob and Patrick go home, and SpongeBob is really mad because Patrick keeps on talking about the incident. So SpongeBob goes home. Yeah, you can see there's SpongeBob and Patrick there. So yeah, SpongeBob goes into his house, and he just wants to relax and just forget about the incident. So he just sits in his chair and watches TV. But there was actually a news article or something about the oyster getting its feelings hurt. So yeah, pretty much everyone around the world can hear him crying and stuff. And yeah, so Gary actually comes to see SpongeBob, but he actually scares him by accident. And yeah, SpongeBob says that he doesn't know anything about the oyster. So yeah, and then there's SpongeBob right there, and he realizes that he did something that's like completely wrong and stuff. So he actually goes to Squidward's house. Here's chapter 4. So he tries to tell Squidward that he did it. And there's Squidward right there. And yeah, so SpongeBob decides not SpongeBob decides not to tell Squidward. And SpongeBob runs into Patrick again. And yeah, Patrick's like going on a little scavenger hunt to see who hurt Clemu. So yeah, and then SpongeBob comes to see Sandy. So yeah, here's chapter 5. So yeah, she's actually very like irritated with Clemu's crying. Yeah, there she is right there. And yeah, and Sandy's really mad, and yeah, and then she calms down enough to ask SpongeBob what did she want to tell him, and SpongeBob is like so like scared and stuff that he just starts to be all like he's all twitchy and stuff, and he makes an excuse that he has to go get his hair cut, but SpongeBob doesn't have any hair. So yeah, so SpongeBob sees Patrick again, and he shows SpongeBob like a bag of peanuts that he found, and yeah, there's Patrick showing SpongeBob the bag of peanuts. So and then SpongeBob goes back into his house, and suddenly the police arrive. So here's chapter 6. So the police come into SpongeBob's house to see him, and they ask him a few questions, and yeah, so they ask SpongeBob if they know anything about the peanut, and if they were, and if he was at the Oyster Stadium and stuff, and then yeah, there's the policeman holding the peanut, and there's SpongeBob with his big underwear, holy mackerel, and yeah, so SpongeBob confesses that he knows about everything, and he also brings up Patrick. So the police actually arrest Patrick. So yeah, there's SpongeBob with his pants pulled all the way up, and yeah, they put handcuffs on Patrick, and he's in the police car or the police boat. Yeah, there's Patrick with the handcuffs, and yeah, so here's chapter 7. So Patrick is chained to a barrel, and yeah, everyone's throwing peanuts at Patrick just to see how he likes it. So yeah, and Patrick actually eats the peanuts, but it kind of hurt to swallow them because he also swallowed the shells too. Ow. So, and then SpongeBob comes into the arena and confesses to everyone that he threw the peanut. So yeah, there he is confessing there. So yeah, he hugs the oyster gently and then he apologizes to everyone. And then Claymoo finally calms down. And apparently the main guy actually wants to throw peanuts at both SpongeBob and Patrick. And then the zookeeper brings out the real criminal, which is Mr. Krabs. So, and everyone's really shocked. And then they all found out that Mr. Krabs stole something that was very special to the oyster. So he actually stole the oyster's pearl. So they give the pearl back to Claymoo, and he's very happy. And then here's chapter 8. So apparently the pearl is cracking, and it's a baby inside. So yeah, there was actually a little baby inside of the pearl, and it actually wasn't a pearl, it was the egg. So the peanut wasn't the thing that made Claymoo cry, it was because the egg was gone and Claymoo actually a girl. So yeah, Claymoo wasn't sad about the peanut, she was sad about her egg being stolen. So yeah, and then everyone is really mad at Mr. Krabs and they throw peanuts at him, and now Mr. Krabs is completely covered in peanuts, and he makes an excuse that it was free day, but obviously no one cares, so yeah. So that's actually pretty much all for Zoo Day Disaster. I actually really super love this book. And my favorite part was probably when Claymoo finally stopped crying and she got her baby back. And yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy my review of Zoo Day Disaster. So yep, goodbye everybody, have a great day, and peace out.